why you are here today, because most of you are definitely looking at gaining this opportunity as an intern in one of our corporate partners. And what we have planned out of this session is to help you prepare better for your interview so that you can also recognize your strength and development and work better on your resumes. Modules for transformation is based on self-leadership. Now, when I talk about self-leadership and life vision, they both are interlinked, and this is ideally spinning around the idea of self-awareness. Recognizing your strength, recognizing your development areas, like recognizing your goals. So they both are deeply linked with each other. Once you're able to recognize that, the next step is perfect communication. I think communication, both in your professional or personal sphere, play a very important role. Yes, business communication is a bit different than how we regularly communicate. So that is something which we work on. The communication is both written and verbal. Resume of Paul Morrison. Now, Paul Morrison has applied for the role of financial analyst at an organization, and he's shared this CV with an HR. Now, considering if you were an HR of the company, would you like to call this person for the next round, that is for the interview, or not? Now, what employers will rate you on is your first impression. That is the first thing that employer will rate you on. And when I talk about first impression, is your appearance, attitude, composure. They're looking at the ambition. What is your ambition? What is your longer term goal? If it actually aligns with the company's goal or not, your sociability and your suitability to that particular position. All right. Now, generally, when you go for the interviews, there are two types of interviews which you'll come across. First is a skill interview. This is ideally a case study interview. Now, case study is a simulation of a real business scenario. An interview basically want to gauge your ability to break down the problem. So again, there is no right or wrong answer, but what's your take? How do you break the problem and how do you present it? That's something the interviewer is looking at. Now, when we talk about the culture interview, we have soft questions, questions about the candidate and why candidate wants to work at the organization. Interviews watch your overall fit with the organization, and that's where the 10 on 10 hits and you get an offer letter, right? Now, when you talk about yourself, I think please focus on these 4 pointers. Yes, the CV is already there, so the interviewer knows your name. And ideally, when you say, tell me about yourself, the ideal reaction is, hi, my name is Neha. The interviewer knows it. Please avoid that. And straight away talk about your background. Where are you from and what are you studying? And talk about your previous experiences, your professional interest, and your personal interest. Now, especially when you're talking about your strength and development areas, talk about 1 or 2 strengths and provide an example for each. Similarly, with the development areas. And when you're sharing the example, please do not share your academic example that, oh, I did this project and where I was leading this group of, no. That is something you'll do it mandatory because it's a requirement for your degree. Tell me of a time where you showed leadership skill. Please describe the role whenever this question comes in. So what was your role in that particular thing? Selectivity of the position and few details about the event. Describe the results using statistics and what skill did you learn and how will you apply it. Again, please relook at the experiences during your fest or your committees or part of your group. Please take that, anything which is off academics. All right. Tell me of a time when you faced a challenge. Similarly, you can add the same thing. It can be in a sync with the leadership role. Maybe as a leader, you faced a challenge and, how did you tackle it? You can actually combine it and share it. You can share the same example, but then obviously reiterate around the challenge and talk more on the challenge and how did you overcome it. Yeah. Why are you applying to my company? So whenever you get this question, please do not talk about that, oh, the package is fabulous and the money is good. Of course, we know the money is good, but that's not what the company wants to hear. Please talk about the interest in firm. Maybe you can talk about any project or maybe the work culture or maybe alumni. You can talk around these lines. Skill that you can contribute and how you're a fit to the company. So make sure your mission and vision in life aligns with company's mission vision. That's where you can hit a jackpot. Okay. And what is your 3 to 5 year vision? Please talk about the long-term goals and the short-term goals. Talk about what you basically want to achieve and how this particular situation where you are actually sitting in the interview and expecting a role in that organization fits into that and what you basically want to achieve. So that is something you can do it. All right. Perfect. Very important role that how you want people to perceive you as a professional. So if you've not thought about it, I'll suggest start thinking about it. It's how you develop your LinkedIn profile. It cannot happen overnight. You need to assess your strength. You need to assess the skill track. You need to assess your passion. And you need to be legit when you are making a profile. Main features: keeping in touch, getting help, learning, searching for jobs, and hiring new employees. So these are the multiple things that you can do. Then you can just list out your experiences, you can list out your education. And one more thing I want to suggest you is please take recommendation, respect boundaries, maintain a positive professional demeanor, and don't post inappropriate things. Sometimes political topics can be controversial, so I'll suggest please avoid that. And make sure that you know your corporate policies. There's been a lot of cases in corporates where people have been sacked because they sort of posted something irrelevant on LinkedIn. This has happened. So just wanted to keep you in check with that.